Hello everyone, and welcome to AGR's Pop Culture Reviews and More. This is my first video, and for our first video, we're going to be talking about Batman vs. Superman. Now the question that everybody else has, or everybody's talking about, is, did Batman vs. Superman trailer ruin the movie? Now of course this doesn't mean that this is a bad movie, or that the movie will be bad. Nobody can really know for sure until we actually see the movie. But did the trailer give away too much? Well, that's something that we're going to talk about now. Now, I like the introduction to this trailer, and it was very interesting the way the two superheroes played off of each other, and almost kind of antagonistic. One is kind of mocking the other and calling him a hypocrite and whatnot. And I think that's a very important question to bring up among superheroes. When they have these kind of godlike powers, and they really have the ability to intervene in mortal lives. And there was a very interesting scene that we see where Superman is kind of hovering over what looks like people who have just been through a natural disaster, and they're holding their hands up to Superman as if, pleading with him to save them. And I thought that was very interesting from a psychological aspect. It's also pretty clear that the movie really takes a dark tone. And there was something that I saw also where we have kind of like this army of Supermen, or not army of Supermen, but army of men that kind of follow Superman like he's some kind of, religious icon of some kind. It's very weird, but very interesting at the same time. And I'm glad they're exploring that, how people can take these demigods and make them an entire religion. And I think that's a very important aspect to the human condition. And I really like that component of it. Now, in terms of the characters and the look of the characters, Superman still looks great. I really love that aspect of the character. Looks amazing. Cavill just has an amazing presence in this trailer. Batman's suit looks amazing. Probably one of the best Batman looking suits I've seen, aside from the '89 Batman, which back then when I was younger really kind of scared me and really brought back that dark tone of Batman. Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. I'm still a little iffy on Gal Gadot, but what I did see in the trailer, I really liked the way she looked. Very, very powerful looking and just very stern. And that's something that's very important for the treatment of this character, Wonder Woman. This is one of the very first times that we see a modern version of Wonder Woman, and that we are going to see Gal Gadot in this role, or see Wonder Woman, and I'm glad that they're going to get that right. Now, of course, does she have the physique as this Amazon? Does she match what is represented in the comics? Of course not. And that's very hard for many actors to do. And to be honest with you, if they had tried to replicate that in a movie, it would just look weird and it would look distracting. And honestly, it would just look like somebody's very muscle bound and kind of threw it in this role. And we don't even know if they would be able to pull that off. I think it would actually hurt the movie because it would be very distracting visually. Now, of course, we have to talk about Jesse Eisenberg and Lex Luthor. I don't know how exactly he was cast in this role. This is still not working for me. And, I like to be open-minded, and I don't like to typecast actors. I think there's much more to them than that. However, I just see Jesse Eisenberg being Jesse Eisenberg. This kind of neurotic, nervous, almost Woody Allen-esque quality to his performance. And I just can't get over that, and it was jarring to see in the trailers, and I would hope as the trailers kept on coming out and we could see the progression of where the story is going, that it would grow on me, and it's still not there. It's still very bizarre. So, having said all that, now let's talk about how this trailer possibly ruined the movie for me. Now, there are a couple things about the trailer that you know immediately. You kind of already get the plot. And a lot of people that are talking about this trailer are saying the exact same thing, that this trailer was basically one giant synopsis of what's going to happen. So, as the title implies, at some point, Batman is going to have a disagreement with Superman. Superman is going to have a disagreement with Batman, and they go back and forth. But as the trailer progresses, you get to the point where, they have their little showdown, and I'm sure they didn't show the whole fight, but they did show them, combating in some way. But ultimately, and immediately after, you see that they've kind of made up. Then you clearly see that Jesse Eisenberg's character, or Lex Luthor, was trying to manipulate both of them in some way. And probably why Superman looks so pissed off in the trailer. I'm sure that Jesse Eisenberg manipulated him into thinking something about Batman or vice versa, something to that effect. We also know that somewhere along the way, these two characters smarten up, stop fighting, and it clearly upsets Lex Luthor to the point where he takes drastic measures. And you know that Zod, or General Zod, is part of this kind of cloning experiment, something going on to make the character of Doomsday. I mean, he literally even says it in the trailer. Well, if God won't kill him, then the devil will. Okay, don't quote me on that last statement because I think I messed up. So, don't blow up my comment section, okay? The point being is that we get two very, very big plot devices in the movie, and we get them right up front in the trailer. You know what's going on already. You know that the two characters are ultimately going to come together and fight with Doomsday. And if you look at the chronology of the trailer, it looks like Doomsday is obviously too much of a match for both Superman and Batman. And then you have Wonder Woman, which again, according to the trailer, and nothing is written in stone because we don't really know, but she kind of bails them out, which I think is really cool from a feminist perspective, that she doesn't really have to rely on men, and she's actually saving two of the arguably most powerful superheroes in the DC universe. So that's pretty cool. Kudos, Wonder Woman. Now, having said that, one of my biggest gripes with this trailer is the introduction of Doomsday. They really could have done without introducing this character. And if you want to be really honest, if I'm trying to be really honest, I don't know why they did Doomsday just yet. And, I mean, you can look all over the internet, and the speculation is that DC is trying to compete with Marvel in terms of, the Avengers and whatnot. But they really didn't have to do it at this stage. And it just seems contrived. And, one of the reasons that Wonder Woman is in it. So, I don't know. That they could have saved that. And even if they, had to put Doomsday in the movie, letting us know that he's in the movie, putting it in the trailer, was probably one of the biggest missteps of the entire trailer. Now, we can compare this to what J.J. Abrams did in giving us very little information, very clever imagery, and of course lens flare, that's his trademark, but just giving us enough in the trailers to ask more questions, not really understanding what's going on, what's the plot, what's Luke's role in this, who's Kylo Ren, what are all these different components. That's how you make a trailer. When you have your audience asking more questions than are being answered, that's very intriguing to audiences. On a side note, and while we're still talking about Doomsday, why does he look like one of the trolls from The Lord of the Rings? Ugh, jarring. Now, does this mean this is going to be a bad movie? Absolutely not. We won't know until we walk out on the theater sometime in 2016. Does it mean that the movie's ruined? Not necessarily. Did it give away very big plot devices? Absolutely. Are both you and I gonna go still see the movie regardless? Of course, we're Batman fans, we're Superman fans, we're Wonder Woman fans. We've been waiting for this movie for a long time. For the DC universe, this is a very big step in their franchise. And of course, we're gonna go see the movie. My purpose in this is to just ask the general question. Did this trailer ruin the movie? Did it ruin it for you? And I'll let you guys decide on your own. Now, in the next coming weeks, I'm going to be adding new videos, reviewing pop culture items from DC, Marvel, and anime, as well as social commentaries. Stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please like or subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on AGR's Pop Culture Reviews and more.